Hey, horror fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Money G, and today we'll talk about the mid-season premiere of Fear of the Walking Dead. No, I apologize, this is coming up late. I had trouble with my voice. I just got over a cold, and last night I tried to record the recap. My voice was terrible. I couldn't pronounce stuff, and I just decided I'll just do a re-over, and I dumped that one, so I'm recording this one for tonight. Now, as we remember what happened in the mid-season finale, the Brookjaw Ranch, Jeremiah was killed by Jeremiah refused to let the people from the Black Hat Reservation onto the ranch, and he was about to just say, "F it, I'm just going to let everyone. I'm not going to share anything. I'm just going to give it up," until Nick, Madison's son, killed him, and Madison took his head and gave it to Walker, the leader of the Black Hat Reservation, and they created a peace. And the show starts with the people from the Black Hat Reservation coming on to the Brookjaw Ranch. Now, this doesn't sit well with the people from the Blackjaw Ranch community, especially Troy Otter. He's not happy about that, and tensions are rising at the Brookjaw Ranch. Now, Jake and Walker are trying to create a peace settlement between the two people. Their hearts are in a good place, but I think it's a lost cause. Jake gives Walker a set of keys that will allow them access to the weapons munitions that they have in one of the sub-basements there at the ranch. But we all know for sure that's not going to last long. One of the people that like Gretchen, that was killed by Troy, but he doesn't know it, doesn't like the fact that they're there right now, and eventually he winds up getting a gun and tries to shoot one of the people from the Black Hat Reservation. Unfortunately, Walker's right-hand man, Crazy Dog, I think that's what his name, eventually kills him, but in a chokehold, he eventually dies, and that even sets more tensions off on the Brookjaw Ranch. This eventually leads Walker to collect all the guns from the militia and particularly shut the militia down. Of course, Troy's not going to give up his gun, and eventually leads to a shootout. This gets Nick involved, as Nick is in the house, old Jeremiah Otter's house. Hold on. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to answer the door. Well, anyway, like I said, this leads to a tensions at the ranch where Troy gets into a shootout with the the Black Hatters. That's why I call them the Black Hatters. This gets Nick involved, but he tries to save Troy's life. Troy, in a very crazy, delusional state, saying he's going down like a blaze of glory because that's what his father wanted. Sensing that Troy is in a suicide mission, Nick decides to go on ahead and admit to the fact that, hey, look, your father didn't kill himself in order to create peace. He was willing to let everyone die so he didn't have to share shit with anybody, so I killed him. This causes Troy to accept the fact that his father didn't do the right thing, and he finally gives up. Unfortunately, this causes Walker and Madison to have a discussion about both Troy and Walker, Troy and Nick, because they both had to be punished. So they exile Troy off of the Brookjaw Ranch reservation, and they sit Nick in a hot box for the next 3 days as punishment. As we go into the second show, because this is two episodes, the mid-season finale. So after they eventually get Troy off the ranch, and he is exiled with very few supplies. They only have one bullet and one gun. I guess obviously if he gets to the point he can off himself, but I doubt that, and I doubt we send Lasher Troy. I think he'll come back, and he might be a thorn to somebody's side, whether it be Madison, whether it be Walker. It'll be somebody. It'll be a pain in the side to somebody. But in the second episode, we find out, Madison finds a map in Jeremiah's old drawer where we find out that the water supply is running very low. They will not have water after 6 weeks. So Madison and Walker decide to go to this bazaar that Walker knows where they can trade stuff for water. Also, Madison tells to keep eye on Jake, and Nick after getting out of the, keep an eye on Jake because that's what she has. And now that Troy's been kicked out, Nick is now seen as the unforeseen, unknown, unelected leader of the militia. The militias, they don't have any guns. They do somehow they kept the gun away from Crazy Dog and Black Hatters, but now they believe that Nick, who they think sided with Troy in the shootout, is the leader of the militia, and they still do not want anything. They still do not want to share anything with Black Hatters. And because water is running very low, we have another situation where things can boil over at the Brookjaw Ranch. So at the bazaar, excuse me, still trying to fight this cold. At the bazaar, we actually meet Strand. Strand is there. We haven't seen Strand since he burnt down, I forgot the name of the boat. Someone let me know the name of the boat. I forget it. I think it's Lucille. I might be wrong. I know it's a woman's name, but I know after he burnt down his luxury boat, we see Strand there. We see Strand is there. Of course, Strand does what he does very well. He makes deals. Unfortunately, this time he couldn't pay his debt, and he's being strung up by the people who run the bazaar. And we come to find out that what they do is that they kick them out of the bazaar and they have them go out and fight the infected. They're known as the infected on here, not walkers on the regular show, but they infected here. Unfortunately, that seems to be kind of a dead end because they eventually will get bitten and they die and they turn. So basically what Madison does is that after Strand is nearly kicked out, he's fighting very well against walkers, but he's about to be overwhelmed. That's when Madison comes out and says, Strand repaid your debt, much to the disgruntlement of Walker because he broke their deal. But we all know that that obviously Strand told Madison that he knows access of the dam. Now, because the dam comes into play, now, of course, we know that Daniel's still there and Lola's still there as well. Now, of course, we get few scenes of Daniel and Lola. We come to see that obviously they know that the dam has now become a huge bargaining price right there because water has become a very particular source in this part of Mexico. And the dam will become a very major play as people are starting to fight over trying to get water there. And I'm pretty sure that we will get a great reunion between Madison, Strand, and Daniel, knowing that the fact that Daniel is looking for Ophelia, and the fact that he doesn't know if his daughter is alive. And I'm pretty sure Madison will find a way to get Daniel to give them some water so that way he can go see Ophelia. Now, basically, the show ends with the community finally coming together after what could have been a huge turning point where the whole community could have been tore itself apart when they're still looking for water. Alicia, she sees these two Indians using a divider, or I think it's called a divider, or it might be called something else. Diviner. I can't pronounce it. It helps them find water, and they start digging up this trough. Eventually, everyone comes together and start digging up the trough so they can find water, which I thought was a nice way to end the show. So we had a lot happen on the mid-season premiere. We know that tensions are rising high between the Black Hatters and the people at the Brookjaw Ranch. We know that eventually Madison Strand will eventually meet up with Daniel at the dam. And I'm pretty sure the dam will become a very big focal point as the season draws to a close. So, what did you think about this mid-season finale? Did you enjoy the show, or are you do you think what Madison did was right with getting Strand, or should he just stuck with the deal and leave Strand to his fate? Comment below and let me know. Do you think that Nick is right for supporting Troy, or should he just let Troy die and be done with him, because he eventually is going to, I think it's going to come and bite somebody in the ass? Comment below and let me know. Well, that's my video for today. That's my recap for Fear the Walking Dead, the mid-season finale. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great way to continue the storyline and push the narrative over, and we'll see how the story goes for the rest of the year. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe to this channel as well. And you can also become part of the horror experience as well. Also, if you want to stay in contact with me, all my social media links will be in the description below. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules.